If you say in your mind, I want this, oh no, it can't, you're done. You're dead. You're training yourself to not even be able to imagine what you want. How are you going to stop it in your mind? In your mind has to be the wildest, freest place where you have everything you've ever dreamed.
So we can look at fear either as, I fail every attempt regardless, or it fuels my energy and resilience. The fear may not go away, but how I decide to deal with it will determine my outcome. We've got a framed up change, we've got the fear in control, we believe we can, but it's really easy to tighten up to get it across that finish line. We can either look at it as petrified, under stress, and helpless, or we can just put up some hard work, get ourselves across the goal line. So what I've learned is a carefully selected word can save or change a life, can mend a broken relationship, can build confidence in ourselves to be successful. Invest in your possibilities. Do what you can with what you have today. Neutralize the naysayers. Einstein is quoted, and I'll paraphrase, as saying, negativity can find a problem with every solution. How about we say positivity can find a solution for every problem? Surround yourself with inspiration. The books you read, the people you surround yourself with, the music you listen to, because that will give you inspiration. Put your yes in motion. Start everything with you expect success. Yes. Insist you will, then do. Doing beats wishing. Do hard things. If you do hard things become easier to do. The batteries will go low. Plug in and recharge. When you do, you can elevate your energy. You always have another level. You just have to believe. And finally, distribute your inspiration to others. There's nothing more contagious than an inspired life. Your words matter.
Negativity, you can protect yourself from negativity. And that's what stops most people, negative thoughts. You can coat your mind from negativity. It's a real simple exercise to do. To coat your mind from negativity, the way you can put a coating around your mind is with one simple thing, gratitude. Gratitude erases negativity. I'm gonna show you how this works. If you wake up in the morning and you start having negative thoughts, man, this ain't my day. I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. I'm tripping, I just don't feel myself. Every time you feel, in the middle of the day, if you feel yourself doing that, stop, just stop for a second. And start going over in your mind everything you have to be grateful for. Not everything you want, everything you already have. Because what you have is substantial. You just haven't gone over the list and taken inventory in a long time. But the fact that you can walk, that's a blessing. The fact that you woke up, that's another blessing. The fact that you can see, think, reason, that's another blessing. The fact that you can go somewhere and get yourself something to eat, that's another blessing. The fact that you can go and turn the key and call someplace home, that's another blessing. The ability to dream is a blessing. The fact that you have an opportunity to get it right is another blessing. The fact that you're beautiful, that's another blessing. The fact that you have any measure of health, that's another blessing. Start coating your mind with gratitude. It'll change everything for you.
And just focus on how you feel when you use the word wish, which is wishy-washy. I don't like wish. Wishing says to your mind, you haven't got a prayer, but you might as well wish. Because wishing just says, you're not going to do that. Oh, I wish. No one says, I wish I could get up in the morning and clean my teeth. I wish I could pick up that pencil and write a note. You don't say wish, you go, I'm doing it. So when you say to the mind, I wish I could, it says, yeah, me too, get over it. When you say to the mind, I hope I get this right, it goes, yeah, well, keep hoping, because you're not going to do that. When you go, if only, your mind goes, well, you never managed it before, so keep on with the if only, why don't you? But when you do it differently, close your eyes again and go, I will memorize this. It's going in. I have a phenomenal memory. My memory is awesome. I read things and they empower me and they stick. I am remembering it all. I do this. I've got it. I have a phenomenal memory. I have incredible powers of recall and assimilation. And I remember everything. It has a totally different effect. And so you learn with language. I never let my clients say wish. I won't allow them to say the word but. I could do that, but. No, we never say but. And we also never say should. My therapist said to me, excuse me swearing, should is shit, and never use that word. I should. I say I could. I should go to the gym. I could go to the gym, but I know it's my fault. I'm not making the effort. And one of the rules of the mind, and it's the best rule, is that every thought you think and every word you say forms a blueprint, and your mind must work to make that blueprint real. So when you say, I can't remember anything, I'd lose the eyes in the back of my head if they weren't fixed in there, because I just can't remember anything. Your mind goes, that's a blueprint. Let me take you to it. And when you say, my memory is phenomenal, foolproof. In fact, I'm like human Google. When I read an exam, the minute I read the question, my mind has already gone to work, found the answer, and it stays in my head right through until I write it on the paper. Then I read the next question, the same thing happens. As I read the question, Google says, here's the answer. And here's one of my favorite rules of the mind. The mind responds to words that make a picture. So in America, they were giving these kids pencils called don't do drugs. And as they sharpened them, the word don't disappeared. And they said do drugs. Not very smart. Need to put that the other way around. How about saying, I'm in my bed at home and I'm just so chilled and I could lie here for hours. I'm chilled, I'm relaxed, I'm blissed out. You must use words that make a picture. You can't go, oh, I'm okay really. I'm quite good, I'm not bad, this is okay. Because when I say the words okay, not bad, where's the picture? There's no picture. It's what I call fluff. When you say I'm chilled, I'm blissed out, I'm ecstatic, I'm just lying here and I could do this for hours, it's just so cool, the mind goes, you're right. And when you go, I'm in a coffin and I'm suffocating, the mind goes, you're right. You can choose any words you like. You can go, well, we're all going to be negative and this half's going to be positive. That's your choice. You know what you can't choose? What you do to yourself when you say, I'm an idiot, I'm a moron, I'm a retard, I've got rocks for brains, everything goes wrong. Who would ever like me? I've got cellulite, I'm a single parent, I've got no chance, blah, blah, blah. I didn't go to college, so I couldn't possibly do what you do. I got kicked out of college, by the way, so you can definitely do what I do. And it was the best thing that ever happened to me. I can look at my life and say being fired, being dumped, and being kicked out of college, thank you, God, for putting that up to me, because it changed my life. It was the best thing. Rejection has been one of the best things that ever happened to me. You see, you have a choice. Every day you get to choose how to speak to yourself. But you know what you don't get to choose? What you do to your body when you say, I'm an idiot, I knew I'd mess that up, I knew that relationship wouldn't work, I've been waiting for it to go wrong. In fact, the day we got married, I stuck stickers on all my stuff so that when we got divorced, there'd be no confusion. I was already planning the miscarriage. I didn't buy anything for my baby. I mean, who does that? Lots of people, apparently. They're all my clients, and they plan for stuff to go wrong. They say, I sent my kid to college, and I said, don't worry, you're probably going to hate it. Here's a credit card so you can get a return ticket back in a week's time. they plan it. And you don't want to plan it, you want to ban it. So words are really powerful. You can choose to be negative or positive, that's your choice, but you cannot choose what you do to yourself when you use negative language. So the first rule of the mind, what you expect is realized. Imagination is more powerful than knowledge when dealing with your own mind and the mind of others. If I said to any of you, come and stand on this chair, who would come and stand on this chair? I'll give you $100 to stand on this chair. Sure. If I said, well, now the chair is on top of that spire on the highest building in Tallinn, who's going to climb up and stand on it for $100? Who would do that? Some people would, because they've got a good imagination. They go, if I can stand on it there, I can stand. And most people go, no, I could fall. If we had a little tiny plank up here, you can walk the plank when it's on the floor. Put the plank between two high-rise buildings. Who's going to walk it? Because here's another rule of the mind. It does not care if what you do is right or wrong, good or bad, true or false, healthy or unhealthy. It just lets it in. You have something that you're meant to do. And all you have to do, I promise you, is find out what you're meant to do and monetize it. And what you're meant to do will always lie behind. Be connected to what you love to do at the age of 7 and 14. When I was 7, I was always writing little stories, and my mother kept them, and they were always about children who didn't have love, which is kind of interesting because I became a therapist and a writer and I have books published. But all my childhood between 7 and 14, I was writing, drawing little pictures to go with these books. Now I'm a writer. Human behavior is very, very predictable. It's predicted by what you believe. You know, Sean Connery, who grew up in poverty, had a picture of a gold Rolls Royce at the end of his bed. He said, I'm going to have that car. I will make it. And it's just as easy to say that as to look at a Rolls Royce and go, no, I'll never get one of those. The likes of us, we don't get to have Rolls Royces. You know, I'm living on welfare here. How is that ever going to happen? I was watching a great interview with Michael Caine, and he was saying that when he made it, he was a Cockney boy, a working class boy from a working class estate, and he went for an audition. And it was only because the guy giving it was American and didn't realize he had a working class accent that he got cast in Zulu. So I never would have got that part in a million years if it hadn't been that the director, the producer, the casting agent was American. When you want to have something, think about what you want. Think about right now, what do you want? What is it that you really, really, really want? And then think about what you'd have to do to get one. Maybe it's more money. You see, if you guys just want to be a millionaire, that won't work unless you think about what would I have to do to become a millionaire? And then I want you to think about who would benefit from you being a millionaire. You see, the more people who will benefit, the more reasons you have to be a millionaire, the more likely you are to make it. Why would I write a book? Who would read that book? What would benefit me from writing a book? And who else would benefit if I wrote a book? Why are you telling yourself stuff that holds you back when you could tell yourself stuff that makes you soar? Somebody wrote to me this week and said, you know, I was listening to your talk and I realized, because I draw for a living, I'm always saying I've got to draw faster, I've got to draw faster. And when I listened to you, I thought, no, I should be saying I draw really fast and I'm amazing. And I said, yes, because when you're any kind of artist, you have a choice. You can use your thoughts to limit yourself, or you can use your thoughts to soar. When you have a brilliant mind, you can rationalize why you feel so bad, or you can talk yourself out of it. So use your thoughts to take off, not to ground you. Use your thoughts to move towards success instead of using your thoughts to move away from it. And many of you, without knowing it, are using your thoughts to move towards success instead of away from it.